Audio Jungle.
JCF Indicom probing cops' alleged involvement in beating at Rebels Party. The police high command launched an investigation into an online video showing a beating during entertainment Rebels Party over the weekend allegedly involving an off-duty cop. The matter is now in the hand of the Independent Commission of Investigations Indicom, the Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF announced in a statement Monday. The High Command only became aware of this incident and the reported connection to a member after it was raised publicly by a talk show host. Upon learning of the incident, the High Command immediately launched an internal investigation, the JCF said, adding, however, the matter has since become the subject of an independent investigation by Indicom, which is responsible for investigating allegations of police misconduct. The JCF says it will fully cooperate with Indicom's investigation into the incident. On Sunday, music executive Romesh Major publicly apologized to the reported victims of the beating, TikTokers TJ and Moya, under public scrutiny for allegedly being linked to the beating, videos of which have since gone viral on social media. The High Command rejected any allegations of delays in its response to the matter and reminded the public its permit members to engage in private service, commonly referred to as extra work, under strict guidelines outlined in Force Order. Private service arrangements must adhere to established rules regarding eligibility, prohibited activities, and operational standards. The policy ensures that such engagements are conducted transparently, ethically, and without conflict of interest. While extra work is allowed, all officers are required to uphold the highest professional standard at all times, whether on or off duty, the police stated. Prior to Indicom opening an investigation, the police had been probing whether these standards had been breached. Any misconduct or breach of policy is treated with the utmost seriousness. We assure the public that any member found in breach of JCF policies or the law will be held accountable, the High Command stressed. Tears in court as mom, siblings relate devastating effects of Daniel's Rowe murder. Sudin Mesa on Monday attempted to put into words for the Supreme Court judge how the abduction and murder of her daughter, 80-year-old Daniel Rowe in 2023, has made the cemetery where the child is buried her second yard, has driven her eldest child to attempt suicide 4 times, and has left her 6-year-old brother battling trauma and saving meals and toys for his dead sibling. Emotions run high as the victim impact statements from Mesa and her 2 remaining children were read in the court of the Home Circuit Division at the Supreme Court in downtown Kingston on Monday during the sentencing exercise for dental assistant KOD, who has admitted to the abduction and murder of the child out of frustration and bitterness at being jittered by the child's father, who infected her with HIV. KOD, according to the Department of Corrections officials, admitted to taking Daniel from Brayton Primary School in Portmore, St. Catherine in June 2023 and transported her to a location in St. Andrew where she fed her a meal before slashing the child's throat. My heart is so full that I don't know where to start. Nana, pet name for Daniel, is gone and I am devastated. She was such a precious little girl, my second child and younger daughter, the only one I got the opportunity to bond with. Some days I feel like I can't go on. I think about what Nana went through and I played in my mind over and over again just to try to figure out what she went through. From she was taken from school to where her throat was cut, and I wonder at which point she realized she was in danger, Mason said in her statement, which was read by a senior Supreme Court registrar. I wonder what the woman who took her said to her, and if Nana knew she would die. Since Nana has died, I have been depressed more than anything. I remember everything about her. She was caring, she was happy, and she made me happy. The mornings and evenings are hardest. I may be okay in the days, but as soon as the night comes, I can't sleep, and I am constantly up. In the nights, I start to have flashbacks, she said. On Monday, Mason, elegantly clad in full black, sat with her eldest daughter, her hair loosely framing her face in soft curls, her hazel eyes bleary with pain, her face somber. Upon hearing her own words read in the records, she sat forward, cupping her face in her hand, as study in distress. In describing her visit to the hospital to see her child before she died, Mason said there was no comfort in how she died. It's like I still have smell of her blood. If Nana was sick or even in an accident, she would have been cared for. We would have looked after her. But there was no comfort in the way Nana was killed. In her last moments, Nana was scared, alone. I don't know if I will be the same again. Meadow Rest, where Nana is buried, is my second yard, because whenever I think of her, that's where I want to be, she said. The grieving mother said she also now struggles with aggression and has had to leave her job because she is unable to regulate. She told the court that her other two children, who are suffering the pain and trauma of losing their sibling, are scared to go out. She said her eldest daughter has cut her wrist 4 times attempting to take her own life, has been extremely angry, and refuses to open up when asked what's wrong. Mason, she said, however, knows the reason as her daughter uses WhatsApp to vent and continues to post the last video she made of her baby sister the morning before she was kidnapped. She is very protective of the things Danielle died leaving behind. She gets angry if anyone touches them, the mother said, sharing that her daughter has taken custody of the lunch bag Danielle had the day she died and now carries it to school. Her smaller brother is afraid to go outside or to go to the bathroom by himself and has started wetting his bed, and prior to this, it wouldn't happen. He goes to school, but he hardly does any work. She said nothing that he talks about his sister at school frequently. She said the 6-year-old picks out the toys for his dead sister whenever he gets a chance to choose a toy and also saves portions of his meals for whenever he eats. I look at life differently since Nana had died. I am more cautious. I worry more about my little children. Our lives will never be the same without her. We should be a family of 4, but now we are only 3. When I think of the woman who killed Nana, the only thing that comes to my mind is that there is no punishment that she could receive that could ever compare to the pain she has caused us, Mason said, adding that while her entire family has been counted by several different sources, it did not help much. We are still struggling to overcome the grief and pain we feel. I believe that in order for us to cope properly, we have to constantly receive counseling, she said in her statement. The Slane's child's 17-year-old sister, in her own victim impact statement, repeatedly asked why. I want to start off by asking why. Why would somebody look at an innocent 8-year-old, not just an 8-year-old, but my little sister, my little friend? Sometimes I wonder if the woman who killed her knew how much damage she caused in my life, the teen said. Me end up did stop at go to school for a long period of time because guess what? Me traumatized. Every day me just a see me lifeless sister body. Brother, me say her bleed. And to think about how she did feel when her throat cut mash me up. It mashed me up, she stated. It made me even a pray for her myself. For there, which part she dey? Every day me get up, me just a say me want dead. Me just wonder which part my sister dey. You know how it feel? Fi know say and my sister never beg feet, borrow from school, she left from school, and did they just go there and take her out just like that? What is it when she made the last video of her? Me wouldn't see back my sister. Tell me, say her life was just like a machine. You know how that feel? You left my baby brother traumatized, she further shared. The woman take her from school, somewhere where she thinks she's safe. Since my sister dead, me no want go back where people there no. Me afraid. Me don't want go close to anybody. Me afraid to lose them. It damaged me for life, the teenager stated. The senior Supreme Court registrar who read the victim's impact statement aloud for the court lost the battle midway. The teen's statement authored his apology to the judge, removed his glasses, wiped tears from his eyes, and spent several moments collecting himself before resuming. An officer from the Department of Corrections, who also lost the battle of tears, closed her eyes wearily, clutching the documents she held in her arms like a lifeline. Mason, who when hearing begun, had sat clasping his hand in her elderly daughter's tightly, at times bent over, her petite frame shuttered as she silently cried. Her daughter, tears alone streamed down her face, sat solidly upright, shaking her legs fiercely and intermittently as the details emerged. The killer coyote, clad in a black top and plaided tied shirt and slippers, her unpossessed hair neatly braided, passed Daniel's mother at arm's length on her way to the dock without glancing once in her direction. She was being daubed in her eyes and blown her nose during the sentencing exercise. Daniel's 6-year-old brother, in his brief statement, said he wanted back his sister who was his playmate. I want her to come back because I want to play games with her. I have a sausage and I want to give Nana, but I can't give her because she's dead, the little boy stated. When the last statement, Mason leaned forward, tears pouring out her hands and onto the court floor. Other individuals were observed wiping tears. Remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.